Hello, guys. What's good? How you doing? We're back with NieR Replicant. Starting playthrough B. Very exciting. Very exciting stuff. So much to unpack from A. Mike, Stevens, it begins now, bud. How you guys doing? Celia, Pork, Jake, Shadow Fox. What's good? Ugh. Shut that door so I can be loud. It's great. Yeah, this is the first emote that Britt thought of that would go well with the channel, and it's gonna. I'm planning on. Oh,
whenever I interacted with Kaine, I was reminded about something from my past.
So we're starting right from saving her.
My mind has been confusing her with my sister this whole time. Anyway.
So that's the new emo you guys can look forward to if you become members of the channel. I don't remember if I downloaded it or not. Kaine's Dream. We're starting off with a Bill sing-along song. Okay, let's go. The sound of rain filled the village. The steep cliffs that surrounded the area magnified sound, causing even the slightest drizzle to rattle like a thunderstorm. Thin wisps of smoke streamed from the huts as the villagers huddled in their homes and waited out the rain. A single child, however, had braved the downpour and was now wandering slowly toward the wooden, hawk-shaped weather vane at the center of town. The wanderer reached the vane, which had existed for as long as any could remember, and stared. The child's face was simultaneously delicate and fierce, like a teacup that had survived a shipwreck. Those traits combined with the pale white skin to give the face an almost sexless quality. If the break turns east, I go home. If it stays west, then I... The child blinked. Rain slowly dripped down the young one's short hair and began its long descent to the ground. Come on! Come on! The child felt a slight breeze and watched the vein slowly creak to life. Spinning this way and that for a moment, it finally settled with the beak pointing firmly toward the east. East. Really? Before the vein could move again, a jagged rock came spinning and tumbling through the air, striking home against the child's head. The force of the blow dropped the child to the ground as a hail of stones began to fall around. Oh no, they found me. A heartbreaking smile crept across the child's face as the stones continued their assault. Through the rain, the sounds of multiple footsteps grew louder before the voices rang out. Yoo-hoo, Kaine! The voices belonged to Domino, worst of all the bullies of the area. As Kaine struggled to stand, a final stone came skittering through the mud and bounced against her foot. Blood oozed from the cut above her eye and blurred her vision, but she could make out the shapes of Domino, and his usual gang of idiots. The boys seemed taken aback for a moment by Kaine's seeming indifference to the blood dripping down her face, but quickly regained his bravado. What's up, freak? You like the rain? You like getting all wet? Or did you finally decide to run away from home? Though she knew it was futile, Kaine turned to leave. Before she could get more than a few steps, the other children scrambled to surround her, cruelty burning in their eyes. Kaine knew those were not the only eyes on her. The tormentor's parents watched from the safety of their homes. She was attuned to this sensation. It was one that she had experienced many times before. While some villagers simply turned a blind eye to the actions of their children, many encouraged it openly. In society ruled by superstitions and fear, Kaine was something to be hated, and if possible, destroyed. I didn't say you could leave, freak. Demo's words chewed at her like a worm through an apple. He can't hurt me, she lied to herself. Be strong, be brave. He can't hurt me. He can't hurt me. Oh look, little freak is gonna cry. What's wrong? Are you sad that everyone hates you and wants you dead? Kaine prayed for the rain to flood down and carry her away from the world that seemed to have no place for her. But if there were gods, they chose to ignore her. As Demo crept ever closer, the clouds began to thin and the rain slowed. Even the weather hates me. I'm useless, a failure. I wish Demo's rock had taken my head off. Kaine couldn't meet Demo's leering gaze. She lowered her eyes and stared at the muddy ground below. The bully moved forward until he was inches away. She could smell the scent of old meat on his breath. The boy grabbed Kaine's face with his thick fingers and yanked it upward. She tried to turn away, but he forced her to gaze back and jammed his thumb against her eyelid to pry it open. Show me. No. Did you just say no? Demo grinned evilly. You don't say no to me. No one says no to me. Not even taking his attention from Kaine, he called to his cohorts. Come on, guys. Let's give this freak what she deserves. As soon as Demo finished, kicks and blows began to rain down upon Kaine. Demo paused, still grinning, as Kaine curled into a ball and tried to make the pain stop. I don't get you, freak. What you acting like a girl for, huh? Everyone knows what you really are. Kaine ignored the question, choosing instead to stare at the weather vane. It continued to point east, as if supremely confident about the future it had chosen for her. Go home? Yeah, that's a funny joke for someone with dead parents and no home to go to. Freak, chanted the children. Freak, freak, freak. Kaine closed her eyes and listened to the rain, waiting for the pain to start again. As the clutching hands of the village children closed around her, she bent her mind to the sound of the rain, letting it become her world entire. The rain fell, but the pain never came. Only when laughter of her tormentors turned to terrified cries did she dare open a single blood-caked eye. Kaine was shocked to see Demo sprawled on the ground, holding his head and screaming in pain. She could see blood welling from the spaces between his fat, twisted fingers. Oh my god, he's crying. He's actually crying. Deprived of their leader, the children glanced back and forth between themselves, as if waiting for someone to step forward and take charge. When no savior emerged, they began an uneasy shuffle away from Kaine. The young girl was the least of their concerns. Instead, their intention was wrapped on the ancient woman standing a few feet away. After struggling for breath for a moment, she finally spoke in a voice thick with rage. Hurts like a bitch, don't it? Now I suggest you scatter before I throw another one. And if any of you little bastards ever touch my Kaine again, I'll do far worse than throw a rock. You can count on it. The old woman crouched down and gently touched the hand Demo was using to cover the wound. Before he could think to protest, she ground her palm into the wound and twisted it back and forth. Ow! He screamed, leaping to his feet. Stop it! What are you doing? Quit whining! Ain't no one ever died from a scratch! You hit me with a rock, you stupid bitch! A big one! That thing could have killed me! The old woman shrugged. Death is but a cure for stupid. Demo's face twisted with rage at her words, locking his eyes on Kaine. He took a step backwards and spat on the ground. Get out! Leave the village! No one wants you here, either of you! Seeing the old woman grab another stone, Demo and his companions turned tail to run. As they fled, the old woman grabbed her side and barked a single laugh. Ha! Look at the fat boy go! Guess he's healthy enough to run from a fight? The woman's smile faded as she turned her attention to Kaine. Kneeling down, she removed her shawl and placed it around the girl's shoulders, then produced a cloth from the folds of her dress and began blotting the blood on her forehead. "Oh, Kaine," she said, "why didn't you fight back? You're stronger than that lot." The words of her grandmother stung Kaine. She turned away. "Don't be nice to me," she said. "I don't deserve it. Nothing matters anymore." Her tears, held in check for so long, finally began to fall to the ground below. "Everyone hates me. They think I cause bad things to happen. They think I'm a freak. I wish I was dead." As Kaine's tears turned to sobs, she felt her grandmother's hand on her shoulders. Despite her advanced age and diminutive size, she was a woman of surprising strength, and Kaine found her unable to turn away. "Don't talk like that, girl. It's a river wide and deep that flows between the realms of this world and the next, and it grants no mercy to any that attempt to cross it. You got a duty to fight until your last breath. Understand?" The old woman tightened her grip and tried to still the tremor in her voice. "You know the pain of losing someone close to you, Kaine. You know because you survived it." As the words hit home, Kaine was struck with the force of her love for the old woman. As a young child, she didn't even know her grandmother, but when her parents died, the woman quickly accepted her as her own. Grandma, as Kaine had called her, was cunning, vulgar, and quick to violence, and their first few years together had not been easy. But with each year that passed, Kaine and her grandmother had grown closer. However, it was only now, sitting in the mud with tears and blood caking her face, that Kaine truly understood the depths of her affection. Here was a woman who had seen hard times, who had seen death, who had fought through all of these things and somehow emerged on the other side. If anyone could understand Kaine's pain and loneliness, it was her. "Do I make you sick, Grandma?" "Course not. Don't be an ass." Kaine drew her grandmother's moth-eaten shawl around her body and shuddered. "But my body, it's not normal. If I was normal, then Mom and Dad wouldn't—" "Hush!" interrupted Grandma. "I'll not hear another word of this nonsense. You're my granddaughter and I love you, and if folks have a problem with that, then they can go to hell." With that, the old woman reached out and placed a wreath of dried flowers in Kaine's hair. The skill it took to bend the flowers without breaking the stems and losing a single petal was remarkable, and the beauty of it made Kaine want to cry all over again. "Oh gosh, these are lunar tears. Grandma, you made this for me?" Lunar tears were legendary flowers. Most people could live their entire lives without ever seeing one, and here Grandma had somehow collected a dozen or more. Kaine reached up and touched the wreath as if she couldn't believe it was real. Where did you find these?" "Just stumbled on them while I was out doing some shopping." The old woman turned away as she spoke, leading Kaine to suspect that the search had been more difficult than she was letting on. The pain she took to construct the ornament, let alone track down the flowers used in its construction, made Kaine's head hurt. She reached up and gently adjusted the wreath, admiring the way it felt between her fingers. "Didn't quite turn out right," said her grandma as she squinted at it. "These old hands have trouble with delicate work, but it looks good on a pretty girl like you." Kaine blushed and turned away. You think I'm pretty?" "Course you are. What a fool thing to say." "Thank you, Grandma." Her grandma smiled. "We're gonna be fine, you and me," she said. "Long as we got each other, we'll be just fine." Kaine took her grandmother's hands into hers, and the two of them struggled to their feet. As they began the long walk home, Kaine gripped the hand with all of her might, as if trying to stop smoke from drifting away from the wind. The rain had stopped. Kaine stood beneath the weather vane, watching it spin like circles like crazy, no longer caring about the direction it faced when it stopped. "I don't need to escape. I have a home now. Grandma loves me, and that's enough, even if it's us against the world." Kaine let her gaze drift up past the vane and into the cloudy sky. The last faint hints of a rainbow were slowly fading. As she turned and headed home, the lights scattered into a million particles and vanished, seemingly taken away on the breeze. Kaine's dream daily life. Whew. We get a little sipsky and we can begin this one. Yeah, thanks for the lurk, bud. We have new emotes, by the way, if you didn't know. Don't sha know. But yeah, much love. Hopefully the new pup's treating you well. You have to send me pictures. That's extremely cute. Moving on. In the distance, Kaine heard the steady sound of an axe striking wood. The noise had purposeful quality to it, as if she was hearing a master woodsman go about his work. The firewood being produced, however, was far from a work of art as could be. Pieces of every shape and size were being flung about a barren yard with wild abandon. Anyone trying to stack such wood would probably die of frustration before the job was through. Stupid piece of shit axe! Kaine's grandmother flailed away with the axe, filling the air with both splinters of wood and words that would make the most hardened sailor blush. Grandma, called Kaine. Thank you, Kaine, yelled the old woman, taking her eyes off the wood for a moment. Don't get too close, I might take your goddamn foot off by mistake. She brought the axe down on a piece of wood, sending chips flying in every direction. One spun past Kaine close enough for her to hear the whistle, at which point she decided to step back. Once she had scuttled a safe distance, she cupped her hands around her mouth and shouted, Grandma! Do you need help? I can get water or lunch or a new axe or something. The axe, poised to strike another wobbly blow, paused in midair. The woman considered her grandmother's offer for a moment, then smiled. Tell you what, since I'm doing such a piss-poor job of chopping, why don't you come here and take over so I can get the water? Shades have been restless lately, and I don't want you running into one of them bastards. Relinquishing the axe, her grandma picked up a long pole with wooden buckets on either end. Gathering water was by far the more difficult of the two jobs, but Kaine knew better than to complain. Once Grandma's mind was set, there was no change in it. Kaine did her best to help with the chores, but Grandma took every task that required travel to the village. Though she had a long list of plausible excuses, Kaine knew the real reason. She didn't want her granddaughter to be taunted and harassed by the villagers. Once Kaine moved in, Grandma decided to take up residence a good distance away from the area. Out of sight, out of mind. Seemed to be the best policy when it came to the villagers and her granddaughter. And rare were the days when any but the two of them could be found on the rocky acre of land that they called home. Kaine enjoyed the solitude, but harbored a secret resentment that her grandmother was forced to spend her golden years in such a place. After watching her grandmother leave, Kaine turned her attention to the task at hand. She had never chopped wood before in her life, and soon discovered why the old woman hated the chore. Swinging and swinging of the swing after swing of the axe produced only tiny cracks in the wood, and when she finally managed to connect with a solid stroke, the tool embedded itself into the log and refused to budge. Frustrated, Kaine swung the axe around her head and threw it, log and all, across the yard. Damn it, crap. She suddenly understood the joy her grandmother felt in a good curse. Happier now, she picked up the axe, forced it from the wood, and resumed chopping. She had a natural skill of the blade, but the task was challenging, and blisters soon began to form on her small pink hands. This is tough. And my logs are all weird sizes. Spitting on her palms and ignoring the pain, Kaine redoubled her efforts. Just as she was developing a rhythm, Grandma returned from the village. Setting down her buckets with a small sigh, I can't talk. She took one look at the logs and coughed out a wheezing laugh. Pretty clumsy, girl. You better practice if you... Her grandmother suddenly collapsed to her knees, causing one of the buckets to wobble precariously. Eyes wide, Kaine dropped the axe and ran to her grandmother's side. Grandma! The old woman shook her head and pointed a trembling finger at the bucket. Get the bucket. Can't let it spill. Kaine steadied the bucket with a foot as she knelt by her grandma. A small bit of water sloshed over the side and made a new home in the hem of her dress, but Kaine didn't notice. Grandma, what's happening? Crazed with panic, she grabbed her grandmother by the shoulders and shook. After a moment, the woman lifted her arm and batted Kaine away. Stop that. Just stop it, she cried, breathing heavily. I ain't like I'm dying. Just tired from the trip is all. Kaine desperately wanted to believe her, but one look at the old woman's shaking hand and worn face told her more than words ever could. Her grandmother had lived a long, hard life, and it seemed the bill was finally coming true. Bill always tells the truth, game. You should know this by now. The time when grandmother watched over Kaine was ending. Sooner than either of them had feared, the position would be reversed. The next morning, Kaine came to the side of her grandmother's bed and took her wrinkled hand. Grandma, you're sick, and you need medicine. I'm going to the village. Grandma is the goat. The old woman shook her head and tried to rise, but Kaine gently pushed her down. It's all right, she said. I'll be fine. Her grandmother fixed her with a gaze that could melt steel. After what seemed like an eternity, she finally lowered her eyes and sighed. Well, I don't like it, goddammit. But I guess I should quit being so stubborn and let you grow up. The old woman watched as Kaine strapped on her boots and made her way down the road to the village. Hours later, as an unseen sun made its way across the darkened and rainy sky, she was still watching. Kaine moved at a brisk pace, checking her pockets every few minutes to make sure the money her grandmother gave her was still there. Every noise caused her to spin on her heel, making sure she wasn't being stalked by a shade, or worse, Demo and his gang. But she encountered neither tormentors nor shades, and finally found herself at the entrance of the village. The few adults she could see glanced sideways at her, then muttered to each other behind raised hands before slinking away into the shadows. Her heart racing, Kaine took a series of rapid, shallow breaths and tried to calm herself. I have to prove myself. I have to help Grandma. I have to be strong. She chanted these words to herself over and over, and she slowly made her way. Finally, her eyes settled on a rotund older woman who was angrily waving her arms in the air and telling everyone who would listen exactly what she thought of Kaine's presence. Hey lady, said Kaine with a bravado she did not feel. Where's the apothecary? The woman's flabby cheeks shook in bewildered anger. How dare this thing speak to me? They seemed to say, but Kaine saw that her eyes held a different emotion. Fear. Yeah, we're both scared, lady. Trust me on this one. Which way? Kaine repeated. The woman pointed at a small building to her right before hitching up her dress and stumbling off in the other direction. Kaine cringed, expecting a stone to come flying from the assembling crowd, but none came. Her mind was filled with a strange sense of pride as she made her way to the apothecary. But the new emotion had little time to take root, for as soon as she opened the door, she noticed a familiar customer at the counter. It was Demo. He'd clearly been sent here on some kind of family errand, because his gang of followers was nowhere to be found. Oh my god! He sputtered. What are you doing here, freak? The insult was delivered without force, and Kaine happily ignored it. Stretching on her tiptoes to see over the counter, she asked the shopkeeper for medicine. Ha! Barked Demo. That old bitch finally keeled over. Go to hell, Demo. The boy's eyes grew so wide that they seemed ready to fall out of his head. But before they could let fly a comeback, or worse, a punch, the apothecary told them to knock it off before he kicked them out of the store. Demo slunk out of the shop, cursing Kaine under his breath. Once he was gone, she allowed herself to breathe once more, taking a brief tour of the shop while the owner prepared her medicine. Countless tiny bottles filled the cramped store, each with a label written in some indecipherable language. An ocean of aromas assaulted her nose, creating a scent that was exotic, but not altogether unpleasant. I was low-key thinking of lemongrab whenever I was saying that. I just don't think my throat could handle going any higher pitch than what I did. Seeing such a variety of supplies gave Kaine a sense of peace. Surely, in a world so vast, there would be a place that she could call home. On the far wall behind the counter rested a portrait of a stunning young girl. The picture had once contained bright, vibrant colors, but time had worked its cruel magic, and they were beginning to fade. The beauty of the work, however, remained undiminished. You like the picture? Kaine turned to find the apothecary with a small vial of medicine in his hand. His eyes were gentle but sad, and they seemed to stare through her and into nothing as he spoke. That's my daughter. I sketched it when she was just a young girl. She's been dead a long time. Kaine didn't know how to respond. She just stared at the portrait and tried to come up with the right words. Pictures are a wonderful thing, continued the shopkeeper. They let the ones closest to you live on forever. He shook his head slightly, then looked down at Kaine and smiled, handing her the medicine and reached into his sizable green apron and produced a handful of old wax crayons. You should have these. There's no one left that I wish to draw. Kaine took an instinctive step back, causing the shopkeeper's face to darken. Yes, I've heard the rumors about you, he said. It's a small village and word travels quickly. But between you and me, I'm not sure which of them to believe. But I also didn't think they matter much. I know your grandmother, Kali, and I think the way she was driven out of this town was just deplorable. Grandma's name is Kali? Thought Kaine suddenly. She was still mulling this new fact over in her mind as she reached out and gently took the crayons from the apothecary's hand. Your grandmother's an old friend of mine, he said as Kaine scooted away yet again, and I owe her much. I wager she would like it if you drew a picture of her. Yes, I think she would like that very much. Kaine murmured in quiet agreement, but inside her heart was bursting. Never before had a villager treated her with anything but complete contempt. It was a tiny, almost incomprehensible step, but it was a step nonetheless. And with enough tiny steps, she might one day discover the rest of the world. When Kaine returned home, she found her grandmother asleep in bed. Her feet were blackened and raw, even bleeding a bit in places, leading Kaine to think that she had been pacing around the room until exhaustion had finally caught up with her. She placed the medicine by her grandmother's pillow and turned to leave, but found the old woman's hand clasped around her arm. Shut up, Dulcens, I'm trying to read here. Back already, are you? Asked the grandma with a yawn. Come here, let me have a look at you. Grandma sat up and examined Kaine from head to toe. Finally satisfied that nothing terrible had befallen her grandchild, she leaned back and allowed herself to relax. Well, how was it? Those bastards give you any trouble? It was kind of fun, said Kaine with a small smile. No, seriously, it was. Fun, eh? Asked her grandmother in a voice which implied she believed anything but. Uh-huh. So anytime you need me to run an errand, just let me know. As she spoke, Kaine removed the crayons from her pocket. After a brief explanation of their source, she informed her grandmother that she was going to sketch her portrait. A portrait of me? Ridiculous. No one wants to stare at a wrinkled old crone. But Grandma, it'll make you live forever. Horse shit, said her grandma, throwing back the sheets of her bed. Living forever will just piss me off. Now put those crowns away and help with dinner. But Kaine would not relent, and in the end, Grandma found herself leaning against the wall of her house as if posing for a master artist. Kaine took up the crayons, eyed her subject carefully, and set to work. Just as her grandmother was about to nod off, Kaine finished the piece. After staring at it for a bit, she released it from her grasp and let it slowly drift to the floor. It's terrible. It doesn't look anything like you at all. I'm sorry, Grandma. I thought these crowns would, make drawing easy or something. The old woman's eyes narrowed at her granddaughter's disappointment. Let me be the judge of that, she said, ignoring the pain in her back and reached for the paper. The sketch could have been a person's face. It also could have been a boulder. And not just a boulder. It's a rock, a lump of clay, or an incomprehensible misshapen loaf of bread, all rendered in a chaotic array of colors. The old woman stared at the picture a long time, then slowly wheezed out a laugh. Oh, Kaine, she said between laughter. You truly are my blood, you clumsy as me, and I love it. But, hush, I won't hear any more bull about how ugly you think it is. It came from your heart. That's treasure that, and I'll always treasure it. True to her word, the old woman gave the picture a place of honor above the kitchen table. In the days that followed, Kaine would often catch her staring at the portrait with a strange smile on her face, an action she interpreted as silent, mocking laughter. A week later, Kaine could stand it no longer and asked her grandmother to take down the artwork. Posh, said the old woman. I'll take it down when they roll me in my shroud. I'll take it down when they roll me in my shroud. She pondered this for a bit, then turned to Kaine and dropped to one knee. Listen to me, girl. Seeing this picture makes me happy in a way I've never felt before. And it makes me want to go on so that someday you can feel the same happiness. It was a moment that burned itself into Kaine's memory, a perfect blend of pride and love and joy that came together to form a lifelong remembrance. She swore to never forget this moment, to never forget the old woman who had made her place in this world possible. Time to move on. People and memories move in and out of life like ghosts passing through the hall. But this moment will be different, Kaine swore, because I will remember it forever. Forever. Kaine's dreams. Separation. Will do. I already planned on going back to Kaine's hub because with this chapter being more about Kaine, I figured there's probably good stuff there, if I had to guess. Kaine listened to the sound of crackling firewood and stared at the black object on her plate. She'd been pushing it around the wooden disc for a good 10 minutes, ignoring the bemused stare of her grandmother. Finally, she summoned her courage and gave the object a brief sniff. A sharp, bitter scent flew up her nostrils and made its home there, causing her face to twist in disgust. Grandma, I can't believe you want me to eat a bug. The old woman threw some more wood under the cooking pot and snorted. It's no bug, you fool girl, it's a berry. Why the hell would I be feeding you bugs? Yeah, well, it sure looks like a bug, said Kaine, and I think it's burnt or something, because it smells terrible. I'm sick of this, Grandpa. Grandma. To which Kaine's grandma said, well, that's too damn bad. With that, Kaine held her nose and threw the berry in her mouth, chewing as little as possible. Oh yeah, that's terrible, all right. Why, you little brat, laughed the old woman. Look at the sass on you. You've been spending too much time with me, and that's a fact. 5 years had passed since the moment when Kaine's grandmother saved her life from the bullies. As is often the way with two stubborn people, their relationship had grown in fits and starts, but moved forward all the same. Meals that used to be somber affairs were now filled with laughter and hurled abuse in equal measure. Kaine could not remember a time when she had been happier. As the years went by, Kaine started to shoulder more and more of the daily responsibilities. Her grandmother's legs grew weaker by the day, and she could no longer do many of the chores that she used to take for granted. And so this morning found Kaine lacing up her work boots and with a breakfast of burnt berry rolling through her belly. "Where are you going today?" asked Grandma suddenly. Kaine looked up surprised. The old woman rarely asked the specifics anymore. "Well, I was going to check out the kelma trees and see if they were ripe. I thought we could make a jam or something. Oh, and I'm going to pick you some flagstones, so I need to take the wheelbarrow." "Flagstones? What in hell for?" Kaine stared at her grandmother, then held out an arm and swept it around the home. Constructed mostly of cloth, rope, and rubble, the old place sagged like a boxer in the final round. "Grandma, a dying cat could chew through this house. I'm gonna build a stone wall so that we have some protection." The old woman laughed, exposing her toothless grin to the world. "God damn it, girl! If a bunch of thieves want to ransack this old place, let them come. We got nothing worth stealing anyway." "I'm not worried about thieves, I'm worried about shades. People saw one west of the village yesterday." The old woman tilted her head and stared at her granddaughter. "Well, shoot. I don't know why you have to do it today. You can worry about it some other." "Grandma, no. If I don't go to the kelma tree, we won't eat tonight. You know that." A confused expression passed across the old woman's face, and for a moment, she was a small child lost in a carnival. "Yes," she said after a bit. "Yes, of course you're right. I'm sorry, Kaine. Lately it seems my mind is..." She didn't finish the thought, instead walking over to her nightstand and gently taking the wreath of lunar tears from the drawer. The flower petals had aged to a brilliant whiteness, and Kaine thought it was more beautiful now than the day she first received it. "You're gonna be a true woman soon," Grandma said as she placed the flowers in the girl's hair. "So that means less chatter about shades and building defensive walls, and more talk about how beautiful you become." Annoyed, Kaine reached up to remove the garland, but the look of her grandmother's face stopped her hand. "You're a beautiful thing," said the old woman, and there ain't another like you in the world. I'm very proud of you." "Okay, Grandma, that's enough goddamn compliments for one day." "Such a mouth on you, where did that come from?" "Gee, I wonder." "I'll teach you to sass me, girl," yelled Grandma. Suddenly she lurched forward and grabbed Kaine by the ear, pulling her around the room with a crazed grin on her face. "Grandma!" yelled Kaine in a quaking voice. "Grandma, stop it! What the hell?" The old woman stared at her and blinked, then slowly held her wrinkled hands out as if it was her first time she had ever seen them. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Sorry, girl. Sometimes my mind just..." Kaine's thought. So the look of her grandmother's face was the most heartbreaking thing she had ever seen. "Listen," she began. "Maybe I should stay home after all." "No, I won't have you stay here and keep an eye on an old codger like me. You go and get the fruit and your wall and whatnot, I'll be fine. And when you come back, I'll have a nice grasshopper dinner waiting for you." Kaine rolled her eyes, then kissed her grandma on the forehead and made ready to depart, trying desperately to ignore the worry that was gnawing at the walls of her heart. Kaine could feel the old woman's eyes watching her as she moved down the path. Don't turn around, she told herself, but in the end, the temptation was too great. She spun on her heels for one final look and saw a small, bent woman standing in front of a ramshackle hut with a sad expression on her face. God, she looks so old now. It's like the wind could reach down and just carry her away. Kaine worried about her grandma all day, causing her work to suffer. What little fruit she collected was tossed carelessly into the wheelbarrow, and she only found a couple of stones before losing interest in the project. Finally, as dusk approached, she decided to call it a day. Cursing herself for the lack of focus, Kaine pushed a nearly empty wheelbarrow back down the path. As she crested the final hill, she suddenly froze in place. The wheelbarrow fell from her fingers and collapsed at its side, sending a few pieces of wrinkled brown fruit rolling down the hill. Her gaze was transfixed on a thick black cloud that hovered just ahead. Tracing its path with a finger, Kaine suddenly felt her stomach knot in on itself. No. Oh gods. Her grandmother's house was ablaze, the flames licking up as if trying to touch the sky itself. Grandma! Grandma! Kaine ran as fast as she could. Kaine ran, then, faster than she ever had moved in her life. Once she tripped on a stone and was sent sprawling to the rocky ground, she leapt to her feet and continued running, unmindful of the blood that spilled from the wound on her hands and knees. As she got closer to the ground, Kaine's mind began to race in time with her footfalls. It's too dark. It's too dark. Not just fire. Can't be fire. There's too much smoke. Gotta save her. Gotta save her. She burst into the front yard and came to a sudden halt. Her worst suspicions confirmed. The smoke from the fire was mingled with a thick, inky blackness of an enormous shade. The massive creature supported itself on a tree on three twisted feet, and achieved balance through the means of a large armored tail. Scales, horns, and claws sprouted from its body in a random chaotic pattern, giving it the appearance of a lizard designed by some insane god. Seeing Kaine, it let out a roar and flicked its tail, sending a small whirlwind spinning around the yard. For a moment, the creature retreated into a shimmering, inky blackness, as if her mind was unable to comprehend that such a thing could actually exist. But then the smell hit her, a blend of rotted meat and excrement, and the horror became real once more. The creature bellowed again, and this time Kaine responded with a scream of her own. All right, you bastard!" she thought as her screams echoed off into the high cliffs around them. "It's you or me! Let's go!" The shade eyed Kaine with a bemused interest. Then it began to look from her to the house, and then back again, as if urging her to look at the description it so gleefully brought. With dread building in her heart, Kaine glanced toward the house. Through the smoke and the flames, she spotted a small figure struggling to escape the ruins. "Grandma!" At the sound of her voice, the old woman began waving frantically. "She's alive," thought Kaine. Alive! Kaine's legs sprang to life as she raced across the yard towards the flaming wreckage of her house. Before she could advance more than a few steps, the shade opened its mouth and let out a roar powerful enough to uproot the trees and send them flying. The blast sent Kaine tumbling through the air before smashing herself against the rocky earth. Stars danced in her eyes as she tried to remember how her legs worked. Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up now! As Kaine struggled with the tip of a claw, the old woman struggled to move the claw from her stomach. She might as well have pushed a mountain. She coughed greatly, sending a small spray of blood into the air, then collapsed to the ground, her energy spent. Kaine lurched to her feet, only to fall back to the earth with a gasp. Her ankles were on fire. One or both of them were surely broken. Ignoring the pain that screamed through her body, she began dragging herself across the ground, leaving a drunken trail of dust and blood in her wake. "Grandma, hold on, just a little longer." Her grandmother's face was turning blue, her eyes rolling back until only the whites were exposed. Kaine pulled herself across the ground at maddening slowness, the distance seeming to increase with every second passing. The shade glanced between the two women and flickered out its tongue, its giant mouth turning up at its corners. Short, panting breaths belched from somewhere deep within its core. "Bastard, laughing at us." She had no idea how such a mindless creature could experience emotion. There could be no doubt that the shade was taking joy in their suffering. "Yeah, I see your plan." The shade moved its claw slightly, allowing the grandma to breathe again. It was clearly keeping her alive, only to snuff out her life when Kaine was close enough to touch her. I'm gonna kill this bastard. Summoning all of her strength, Kaine rose to her feet. There was a sickening snap from her right ankle as her foot twisted backwards. But she forced it from her mind and began to hobble towards the monster. Pulling a small black knife from her pouch at her waist, she leapt on the foot that pinned her grandmother and plunged the weapon deep. "Give her back!" she screamed. "Give her back to me!" It was like stabbing a rock. After a few swipes, the knife broke at the hilt with a dull snap. The shade panted laughter again, then raised its tail and sent it rushing through the air towards the young girl that was latching to its foot. Kaine never had a chance. The tail struck her square in the chest and sent her crashing into the burning wreckage of the home. As she lay on the ground with blood pouring from multiple wounds, a small, weak voice spoke up. "Kaine." Kaine's vision blurred, but she forced herself to focus on the sound. Finally, her eyes cleared enough for her to make out her grandmother's hand reaching out to her through the smoke. "Grandma?" "Kaine, you gotta run. You can't best this one." Kaine grabbed the hand and held on with all of her strength. "Grandma, come on. We have to go." The old woman coughed loudly. One of her hands, slick with blood, slipped from Kaine's grasp and thumped to the ground below. "Grandma! No! I said run, goddammit! You have to live. You have to get through." The thought would stay forever unfinished. Before she could say another word, the shade's claw foot descended, smashing through the remains of the roof and down upon the shattered figure of the old woman. Blood oozed from the gaps of the creature's toes as the terrible, putrid smell assaulted Kaine's nose once again. She stared at the foot, dumbfounded, convinced that what she was seeing could not possibly be real. When the creature finally lifted its appendage, all that remained underneath was a twisted, unrecognizable mass of rubble and red. Her grandma was gone. Kaine blinked, trying to feel the hand which had been in hers just for a moment. For a fleeting instant, she could remember the warmth of that embrace, the trembling of the fingers, but the sensation drifted away on the breeze and was gone. Memories flashed through Kaine's mind, one after the other, faster and faster, until they began a meaningless jangle of noise. Kaine screamed then, a thunderous sound that echoed off the cliff and seemed to roll away forever. The shade eased forward, black ichor pouring from its mouth and dissolving into smoke on the ground below. The earth shook with every step as it crept towards its prey. Kaine's body slowly rose as if controlled by a mad puppet master. Her arm and leg were bent at impossible angles. Her head lolled dangerously to the side, yet somehow she managed to stand. Staring at the shade, her eyes began to glow with a deep red fire. The creature, so confident just a moment ago, took a slow, hesitant step backwards, trying to discern if this broken human could possibly pose a threat. Kaine seized the moment. Laughing like a madwoman, she leapt into the air and plunged the shattered hilt of the knife deep into the leg of the shade. The shade shook Kaine off like a fly, sending her crashing to the earth once again. Her chest rose and fell slowly, as if a great weight were resting on it. Moist sounds of pain echoed through her mind. Something warm and thick oozed from her ears. Is that blood? Think it is. Think I'm bleeding to death. No, can't die. Grandma told me to live. Deep inside Kaine's mind, something finally broke. The sound, the pain, the smoke, and the flames, all of it faded away until all that remained was a single incantation repeating over and over again. Kill it. 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 Kill it now. As the spark that was Kaine's slowly began to flicker and die, she felt her desire to kill and her desire to live blended into one. The distance between heartbeats grew longer and longer and longer. And here she is. Welcome back, Kaine.
The beast approaches.
Oh, I know.
The hussy lives. Now the question is, it looks like I do. Oh, I got the big sword, buddy. I hate to tell you, you ain't ready.
What anger this creature must have. How did it even survive these past 5 years?
I'm not gonna let this happen again. It dies today.
You know what? I want to change up the magic. We're changing up from Dark Hand to Dark Whirlwind.
My sword feels lighter.
It's not the blade, but the skill of the user. Strike it down.
Let's get this one. Get him out of here! One smack is all it takes, bud. Crunch. How satisfying. Welcome back, Kaine. That is a really cool way to the shade to come out. So I'm assuming that the wounded leg and arm are what the shade took over. And given how everything went, I'm assuming that she, not only with the intersex aspect of her, I'm assuming that there's something wrong with her replicant. Two theories. Either one, there's something wrong with her replicant. Her replicant wasn't an exact replica of her as a human, and this caused the shade, when it tried to like rebind to her, to not be able to take over completely. Either that, or whenever everybody separated, she didn't separate because there was something wrong with the replication process. No, she had to have, because the human body died to the white chlorination syndrome. So yeah, only one theory, really. I would say that there was an attempt for the shade to retake over the body, to jump into the replicant, and due to something being wrong with her replicant, I don't know how that could happen, but I'm assuming that it didn't take, and the only reason the shade's able to like somewhat exist is because of how wounded she got in that initial exchange. Gently, weakly, softly, the shade, sure that its tormentor was dead, turned and stomped off toward the horizon, stopping along the way to bellow one final roar. Couldn't kill it. Shamed beyond imagine, Kaine tried to turn her head to the side, but only succeeded in coughing up a huge gout of blood. It was getting difficult to see, and only after a moment of fierce concentration did she realize that her left eye was gone. Laughing to herself, she turned to her feet. She turned her remaining eye to the ruins of her home and noticed a ragged stump of an arm resting a few feet away. Holy shit! Yeah, that's mine, she thought with a mad giggle. This is gonna make clapping a real bitch. Cried a sudden voice from the depth of her mind. Finally gonna die, are ya? Well, you had it coming. Go to hell, Demo, she thought as at the unseen assailant. Go to hell before I pluck out your eye and feed them to a dog. The voice of her childhood terror evaporated into smoke, only to be replaced by another, more recent voice. Hold still. Oh, sorry. Hold still, said the apothecary, materializing from the ruins like a ghost. I want to draw you, the way you can live forever. No, stop. I don't want to live forever. I want to die right here. I see, he said quietly. Well, if that's what you want. The spectral shopkeeper fluttered in and out of existence for a moment, then produced a piece of paper and sketched quickly. After a few seconds, he turned the page to Kaine and smiled. Since you rejected my offer, I decided to draw someone else instead. It was a picture of her grandmother, real as life. Kaine opened her mouth to thank the man, but stopped as the picture began to blacken in the middle. Before she could say anything, dozens of multi-legged insects began crawling and swarming across the page, tearing at it with sharpened pincers. Stop! No! Don't hurt that picture! Kaine reached out with her remaining arm and waved futilely at the air. To her surprise, the insects fell off of the picture into the ground below, where they vanished into tiny black tendrils of smoke. Relieved, Kaine turned her good eye back to the picture, only to open her mouth in a silent scream. The sketch now showed her grandmother as she truly was, a smashed, unrecognizable lump of nothing. The apothecary smiled, then broke into a jolly dance. See that? He cried as he danced his jig. It's perfect now. She looks just like you. I look like that? Oh God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Drowning in despair, Kaine laid her head back in the mud and smoke of her ruined house and waited for the end to come. But just before she let everything go, an unfamiliar voice began whispering in her ear. Ain't you gonna wish, sunshine? The voice was vulgar and fierce at the same time, as if insanity had somehow found a way to take form. Kaine wanted to scream as the voice crawled under her skin, but her lungs refused to work. You know, a wish? Like a prayer or something? Why don't you get on your knees and stop praying to heaven? Please, invisible man in the sky, save me, save me. Kaine finally resorted to shouting at the voice in her mind. I don't make a wish. They don't come true for me. I'm a curse, a freak. I should be left to die. The other voice boomed in her ear. Oh God, you are the best. Kaine glanced down and saw a black, shining substance oozing from her leg. She tried to brush it away, but her remaining arm would no longer respond. The substance slowly crept around her feet and then began moving up toward the rest of her body. Is this death? Is this what death's like? Or is my mind losing itself? She could feel the slime oozing upward, feel the hot, searing pain it left in its wake. Whatever else might be happening, she was still alive, and this was real. I'm just happy that they gave me a slight descriptor of what the voice sounded like. I'm going with like a darker version of like Kefka from Final Fantasy VI, like that like dark jester feel. Come on, said the voice. Let it go. Kaine tried to ignore the voice and concentrate on the pain, but the newcomer would have none of it. Don't ignore me, sunshine. You ready to give up? You ready to die? Why not let me have it? Have what? Your body! Come on, give it to me, give it to me! I want to stand on the ground, I want to feel the rain, taste the wind! The voice paused, as if licking its lips. When it resumed, it was filled with a mad, unabated joy. And I want to take your hands and use them to choke the goddamn life out of people! I want to tear the throats out and bathe in the blood, just like before. In response, Kaine shifted her head and vomited. The warmth of it crept down her front and mingled with the pain of the encroaching black ooze. Are you a shade? Yeah, maybe. What of it? The slime reached her face, crept up her nose, and slowly oozed into the socket of her missing eye. The moment it touched her brain, Kaine was struck by the most powerful sensation she'd ever felt in her life. It was ecstasy. She wanted to scream with delight, but all she could manage was a small, whispered moan. Feels good, don't it? Asked the voice with a chuckle. Yeah, what can I say? I just know how to please the ladies. Now give me that body, come on, give me that body, and I'll give you more of this feeling. It's a fair trade. A black lump began to protrude from Kaine's side. As she watched, it grew longer and thicker and eventually took the form of her missing arm. I can see better, she thought. My eye must be growing back too. The slime reached up to envelop the rest of her body, but she managed to brush it away. Stop! She whispered, marveling at how she had been able to regain her voice. Stop. The black ooze hesitated, as if considering the request, but quickly shimmered down her body before disappearing in a cloud of smoke. Ah, what the hell, sunshine, screamed the voice. We had a deal. I thought you wanted to die. Grandma said, can't die yet. A brief image of her grandmother, bloodied and broken, flashed before her eyes. She saw the shade that had killed her and heard its mocking laughter, then closed her eyes and forced the image from her mind. Her whole body was quaking with rage. She opened her eye again, then burned bright red. That thing took my grandmother, and I'll have to kill it before I die. Kaine glanced down and saw a mysterious pattern. The pattern of a shade's burned itself into her left arm. Well, I'll be damned. Look at the sunshine. I think you and me are gonna be good friends now. Kaine stared intently at her arm. The more emotional she felt, the more the letters seemed ready to puncture her skin and begin infecting the rest of her body. The arm clearly had a will of its own. Stop it. Gotta stop. Holding her left arm in her right, Kaine took a deep breath and tried to calm herself. Come on, don't fight it, pleaded the voice. Hate's my favorite dish, and man, am I hungry. Let it go, I feel the anger. Burn with the fire of revenge. Thirst for blood, then go out there and... Shut up. Shut up and get the hell out of my body. Your body? Oh, that's rich, sunshine. Real rich. Look, why don't you just up and die so I can have this body all to myself? What do you say? I bet those buddies of yours in the area would love to see you dead. Kaine grabbed at a nearby shard of glass and tried to saw off the shade-infected portion of her side. Before she could, her darkened left arm grabbed her wrist, crushing it. Kaine screamed and dropped the shard as the sound of bone crunched. The bone crunching on bone filled the air. Stupid idiot girl, you possessed now, sunshine, and there ain't no going back. The voice laughed again, a loud, long wail that seemed to go on without end. Possessed? Whispered Kaine. Yeah, possessed. You and me. We got what you might call a timeshare arrangement. Remember how you folks used to think you were a freak? Well, wait till they get a load of you now. Kaine looked up, tears in her eyes. The sky seems smaller somehow, darker. Is this because of that shade? Is this how they see the world? So, listen. I know this whole possession thing seems a bit sudden, but it ain't all bad. There's plenty in it for you, too. I'm a very powerful creature, Sunshine, and now that power belongs to you. You got enemies, people you want to kill? I can make it happen. That little fat kid who kept picking on you, that big old shade that squashed your granny, will wrap him up in their own asshole. No more abuse for you, Sunshine. No more pain. Wait, said Kaine. You're a shade. Why would you help me kill another shade? What, you think I'm some kind of racist? Some killing snob. Why don't you give a good I don't give a good I don't give a good goddamn who you murder, honey pants. I want to drink from that well. Kaine considered this as she struggled to her feet, the power of the shade coursing through her. The smoke from her house was drifting away with the wind, and she enjoyed the way the cool evening breeze felt on her left arm. After a long pause, the voice spoke up again. So, how about it? You and me? We can have some good times together. Look, I'll even take care of the bloody pots if you don't wanna. Fuck off, That voice break was not intentional. Fuck off, asshole, muttered Kaine. I'll handle the killing. Screamed the voice. Look at you go, Sunshine. You're gonna have so much fun. So, listen. My name's Tyrion, and if you ever need me, I'll just be hanging out in this piece of meat you call a heart. Now get to it. The more you kill, the more your heart turns rotten and sour, and I like rotten and sour. Kaine found herself nodding at the voice. Yeah, she said. Yeah, I think this can work. I'm gonna find that shade, and I'm gonna strangle it with its own guts. And when I'm done, I'm gonna do the same to you, Tyron. Count on it. Ha! Laughed Tyron. I've shit bigger than you, so good luck with that. Oh, and hey, one more thing. Right now, you and me are sharing this body, but if you ever run out of hate, if you ever, go soft, then I'm gonna take over everything. So keep on killing, Sunshine, and watch your back. The voice grew fainter and gradually faded away, fading to somewhere deep inside of Kaine herself. Kaine waited until she was sure the voice was gone, then waved her new left arm around a few times. It feels perfectly normal, she thought. It feels like mine. Desperately, she began poking and prodding at her new limb, determined to find something wrong with it. She didn't want it to feel normal. That would mean that the creature inside her had already won. I'm not a shade, I'm Kaine. Repeating this mantra in her mind, she slowly began digging through the rubble of her house, being careful to ignore the certain red-stained spot in the corner. Finally, after what seemed like an eternity of heartbreaking work, she found what she was looking for. It was the wreath of lunar tears. Though it had been through hell and back, the garland of petals was as bright as ever. Kaine started to place it in her hair, then slowly lowered the wreath and stared at it. I'm sorry, Grandma. I'm so sorry. But I don't deserve this wreath anymore. I'm possessed, corrupted, a freak. This time, I don't think there's any going back. Holding the flowers to her heart, Kaine fell to the ground and sobbed. As night gradually lightened to dawn, and the people of the area rose to their daily lives, she remained in that position, as if tears could somehow wash away the horror that now infected her world.
Alive! Stay alive! Stay alive!
Grandma.
Not Grandma. Emil.
You gotta live! You gotta come back to us!
That's why it lingered so true. Okay. Went right to the depths of her heart with that one, Emil. Good job.
Oh, hey.
The heartbreaking, or the heartwarming reunion once again.
Weren't you?
Well, that's a little bit more
You
disappointing.
Recognize me?
Of course. I knew you right away.
You're lying.
Thank you, Kaine.
You're lying, but for Emil's sake.
Welcome back, Kaine.
Wow. You grew up. So, how long has it been?
5 years.
He's pretty handsome, huh?
Shit. That's a long time. Any luck with Yona?
We are still no closer to finding her. We need a way to locate the Shadow Lord.
Okay.
By the way, this is for you.
Is that a lunar tear?
Aww.
It's not as good as your grandmother's, but I tried.
That's so
No,
sweet.
it's great. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay, so it doesn't seem like she had the shade
Kaine
in her
waking
all the
from her long,
time.
petrified sleep. Emil's unflagging kindness. Our reunion was a happy one, and we let it wash over us like rain. That is, until Devila and Popola had to go
And now
ruin it all.
this line has even more meaning.
Are you kidding me? You can't be serious.
Please try to understand.
Nope. Hey, did their outfits change? I don't remember having the whites on their outfits before.
People are tired and scared, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to bear the brunt of that.
This is crap, and you know it.
It is crap.
It's okay. We can sleep outside.
No one's sleeping outside. You and Kaine saved this village, and now they want to run you out?
The white was always there? Okay, I'm just not observant then.
People are afraid of us. And really, I understand. I mean, look at me. As long as you're still with us, I can deal with it. Right, Kaine?
I'm used to sleeping outside.
But
We'll see you later.
Later.
Sorry about this.
So one thing I don't get, and it's probably just an oversight to
What is the matter?
make Kaine a little bit easier to have a character model for.
Kaine always sleeps outside. I never thought about that until just now. Never even occurred to me. Damn it.
We should turn in.
This is just a Kaine episode. So, the shade, did it just regrow her eye? It didn't take
I
over
didn't get
like
much sleep that night.
the rest of them?
For the first time in my life, I hated Devila.
But it wouldn't be the last time.
For the first time in my life, I doubted Popola. But those feelings are pointless in the end.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious.
They said and did what they did for the sake of the village.
Again, that works. That checks out.
To protect it from the horror of the Shades.
Yeah. Kind of.
Really, how can I blame Devila and Popola?
No, they were just cogs in the machine.
In the end, I'm just as bad.
Worse, actually.
Because I never once stopped to think about Kaine and Emil's situation myself.
What is Kaine and Emil's real situation? Okay, so she didn't have the shade in her always, but I do think the fact that there's something wrong with her replicant that made it so that the shade just couldn't immediately take over. There's some force of will there that you know, makes it so that the shade has to, I think, have a little bit of a give to it.
But what good would that even do?
I got a fire going, Kaine.
Wait, is that?
Campfires are weird, aren't they?
Campfires are weird, aren't
I could stare at the flames forever.
Well, don't get all googly-eyed and catch your clothes on fire.
Obviously.
they? Okay. I just wanted to hear the cute interaction.
I'm so happy to get to talk to you again, Kaine.
This is great, dude. This game is, like, they basically took the replay, like, of you replaying through one of these, like, deep RPGs with context, and then integrated that into the story by expanding on it. It's awesome.
Yeah, me too.
I tried everything I could think of to save you, you know. I polished you with a special cloth. I poured warm water over you.
Wait, you poured water on me?
Yeah, but it didn't really do much except make you all shiny.
Right, okay. So that's right. Vice has to be the one to bring them together. Otherwise, Shades joining into Replicants is just possession. Gotcha. Okay.
Hey, Emil. Thanks for saving me.
I guess you noticed how I look different now.
I'm sorry, Emil. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, this new form isn't all bad, you know? At least I can look at you when we talk, right?
True.
Hey, so why don't you tell me something about yourself?
Aw.
I'm not very interesting. Sorry.
Doubt?
Come on, I just want to know you better. Please?
Fine. This all happened when I was a kid. Before the whole shade possession thing. My body is different. And when the villagers found out about it, they started treating me like a freak. But one person, my grandmother, accepted me just as I was. No matter how bad things got, she gave me the strength to keep going.
She's really special to you, huh?
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Oh, hey! That gives me an idea. Since we cured your petrification, we should start looking for a way to cure your possession in my body. I know we can do it if we all work together.
Wishful thinking, bud.
It'll probably be super easy.
Let me guess. More warm water?
Okay. Can we just forget I told you about that?
Gotcha. Tyron? Word. I'm sure they'll explain it later. It's in the notes somewhere. It's exciting, though. I do enjoy going back to everything with, I asked Devil if hooch tasted good, and she says it's the best thing in the world.
Sleep well?
Sure.
And yet your red eyes tell a different tale.
Yeah.
Don't be so hard on yourself, lad.
Okay.
I need to go see Devila and Popola.
Very well.
What do we got in the house? 900 gold. Golden moonflower seeds. They really want me to do that moonflower quest.
It's Mom's diary.
I have not heard you speak much about your mother.
Yeah.
She got the black scrawl and died when I was little.
My apologies for bringing it up.
It's all right. I can barely remember her face anymore.
Should have took a picture.
This is the only thing I have left of her.
Diary works,
Reading
yeah.
it helps remind me of when we were still a family.
I see.
But the final entries get a little strange.
In what way?
Well, here, take a look.
Hey! DLC, apparently.
Say there. Can you not hear me?
Yo?
Why are you standing about like a startled ninny?
Sorry. Felt like I was dreaming or something.
Yo?
On one's feet is quite the talent indeed. Come now, there's the door.
Right. Let's go.
Yo, that's awesome. They integrated the father into the game as well. That's so cool, dude. They paid homage to both versions. I love that. Yeah, let's go through the door. That's so neat, dude. That is so neat. Now, question, was this version in the original? Like, is this DLC in the original game? Well, both versions of the original game, I guess. Yes? Okay, then my secondary question is, in NieR Replicant, the original NieR Replicant, is it Brother Nier in this DLC? Since you play as father, or sorry, NieR Gestalt. Is it Brother Nier in the DLC? Word. So that's why the graphics are a little bit different. Okay. I like it. I like it. And you're right, this is a certified banger of a track. This reminds me of, like, I don't know why it reminds me of this, but it reminds me of, like, the Dream segment of Metal Gear Solid 5, like the color scheme and stuff. What a neat little remix, dude. Do I have? Okay, I do have herbs. Just wanted to double check. I really do like this Dark Scythe move. I wish it did more damage, but it is nice to, like, just kind of stagger while I lay into people. Oh, we made it to the bottom. Boss Shade. I should have been more ready. He died like a wimp. Hey, thanks for the herbs, bud. The Black Scroll, a lost destiny, a white book, a false truth. Yo, this is wild. I'm really enjoying the photo, like, negative. Like, it's not quite negative, but it kind of gives me that negative feel to it. I'm still trying to figure out what this has to do with Mom's diary, though. Oh, these guys hurt. These guys actually hurt a lot. Okay. Okay, so I need to... I need to be safer. Should also probably heal. Oh, that's not... Okay, these are all unblockables. I'm jumping! Recklessly commit! Recklessly commit! Soldiers of Salt calling forth white death. They are legion. They are the ones who plunge the world into darkness. They are not death, I am death. It is... Yo, does just touching these... the fields do damage? Why am I taking damage? Oh, it's because I'm hitting it, it's getting hit with the magic and then reflecting back at me. Okay. I need to turn that off now. Yo, if these guys could stop teleporting around, that would be pretty cash money. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Hey, the Fool's Embrace. Nice. New sword acquired. A dragon corpse brought the death of the world, delivering unto the power of its magic. Okay, so this is like giving like a lore dump for the Drakengard series and how things came to be. And the whirlwind's killing them before I'm able to do anything. Which I am not complaining about. Luckily, this man doesn't hurt. At all, actually. Okay, blocking that's Fool's Errand, I see. He literally does negative damage to me, which is very nice. Yeah, I like to parry. So, if we get any more like hella bullet hell, I might have to break out Dark Gluttony. The black sickness stains the future. They journey to return to soulless vessels. Yo, side scroller time? Also, Father Nier's design gives me like Legacy of Kaine vibes. I really don't know why, but it do. Ah! You did not see the panic. There was no panic. Everything was calculated. All right. Magic. No. Magic and abilities. Going back to Dark Hand. Oh, I can do this. Oh, God. They're just bullying me. Can I execute you, please? Papa NieR, you got a lot longer of an execution animation than what Brother NieR does. This is neat. This is like some Crash Bandicoot platforming. All right. Yep. This is where. This is where. Magic. Bah! Hit buttons right, please. Dark Gluttony. Yo! Yo, I didn't know! Why did nobody tell me? Why did nobody tell me? Hi, bud. Yo, doing the parry stuff from like side scroller mode? Why? Kinda lit, not gonna lie. I'm a parry god. I have to prove myself. Oh, this is great, dude. Obtain the Kabuki outfit. Kabuki. And earned 1,000 experience points, 3 medicinal herbs. Nice. Oh, more doors. More doors. What do we got? Does this DLC have a name? The apocalypse divided the world into two. One that knows not day, and that one that never has seen the light. I tried to dodge. Oh God. Can no longer leap, okay. It seems like the longer I go with this, the more restrictions I'm gonna get. Okay. "15 Nightmares in Mom's Diary," okay. Black and white, 13 packs. The vessels form waver as they cross time and space. Hey, where's the junkie? That beam is so cool. Oh man, this is gonna be like a maze, isn't it? Hey, titanium alloy. Cool, we can grab stuff from boxes. There is reason to destroy.
It seems we have been shut in.
Good. So it all depends on how many balls you suck. Determines how big the beam is. Makes sense. Ooh, can I get a triple kill here? Ready for this? Ready for this? Triple kill. Oh no, this is bad. I'm out of go-go juice. The music album is also called 15 Nightmares. I'm gonna have to download this onto my Spotify.
It seems we have been shut.
Oh man, I thought I lined that up. Okay, Gluttony doesn't suck those orbs, okay. Oh, that's embarrassing. Hey, buddy, how about you take a seat? I didn't get a chance to eat the herb. I wanted to eat the herb. Seems like they give you plenty of opportunities to get help. The song of man has been drowned out. In its place, the scream of something inhuman. Oh! Not a one-shot. His robot's a little bit thicker. I don't like the uppercut, though. Definitely gotta cull the herd, though, because this could be hella annoying if you let too many of these bastards start shooting. Anyways, I started Dark Blasting. Also just realized I don't have any words on Dark... any good words on Dark Gluttony. Or Dark Whirlwind. Dark Walt, don't really know the point. Although I'm sure it does something amazing that I just have not given a chance. That's a lot of bitch bots. How about we don't, huh? I do enjoy that this is actively making me, like, take spells into consideration. Which is good. Two-handed sword, the Fool's Lament. That reminds me of one of my favorite games, Lament of Innocence, Castlevania. The sky falls with the dragon. The world ends this day. Is the Fool's Lament any good? Oh, it's dope, dude! Okay. Arcane's coming back out. Boop! If that's how good that is, what's Fool's Embrace like? Yo! That's neat too. It suck. But it's neat. Ancient Overlord, that's totally just the Soul Edge. Come on, Father Nier. What do we got? What do you got for me? Keep executing him with impunity, bud. Gotcha, so these are all Drakengard themed weapons. Cool. Has any of you guys played Drakengard? The Drakengard games? And if so, are they worth going back and playing? You know, it's wild to have a weapon that's like, I actually noticed the speed difference here. Great story, but terrible gameplay. Okay. That bad, eh? That bad. Well, I'm glad they made big strides in the gameplay with Replicant, and then even bigger strides when they decided to let Platinum Games help them with the remake. Yeah, that sounds horrid. What are we doing? Oh, it's a rail shooter. I was very confused. Okay, we're doing a rail shooter. It's fine. Excuse me. Anyways, let's start blasting. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. I love this, dude. Hi, boys. Bats? Give me some bats. You giving me a tunnel? Give me some bats. There they are. Not in the tunnel like I was hoping for, but I'll take them post. I'll take them in post. What's up, little imps? Don't think you're getting away, bud. I'll get you like George Bush got Hurricane Katrina and brought her to justice. Now, I'll take y'all's word for it. It's something me and Britt can just chill on one day if we want to learn more. Yo, pig. Oh, hi, boys. I'm sorry, pig. You just can't win, apparently. Mr. Pig. Okay. Sounds good. Dude, this has been refreshing. The two parts of the stream. One, glorious exposition by yours truly. The other, awesome DLC combat content. Oh, there's shades all down there. Get them, boys. Hell yeah. Go away. Go away, Kiki. Go away. Hey, we did it. Obtained the samurai outfit. Thank you, thank you. All right, do we have a third door? The final door. I sense something terribly sinister behind this door. It may be difficult to endure what waits on the other side unless your soul is at least level 33. Do you want to open the door? Mama didn't raise no punk bitch game. But first we will save. First we will save. I'm getting close to level 33. I think I'm like upper 20s at this point. 5 more dungeons to go.
Something wrong?
I feel as if I
know what you mean. That happens to me whenever I
okay.
read it.
Wonderful. Let's go save real quick. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. Lately, I haven't been able to stop thinking about it.
the world of the recycled vessel.
Vice is just jealous because this book's more cursed than he is. Makes sense. Makes sense. So long as the memory exists, so long as mankind has hope, a bloody battle will be waged of the holy domain of the body. Okay, we are going to break back out. Actually, Gluttony can stay. We are going to go to Whirlwind. To get an ultimate stun lock. So can those things not be destroyed, or does it take multiple to destroy them? I'm having trouble figuring that out. Get back here, imp! starting to take a little bit more damage than I would like. Yeah, we're gonna have to heal. I feel like we're doing okay. Eat the herbs real fast. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, we have a whole nother dock over here. Got a mid-sized beam that time. All right, boss. Okay, can't block the slam. We can do the swipe. Oh, this guy's got health. Okay. Oh, I wasn't expecting. I wasn't looking at that hand. Was not looking at that hand, sir. That might actually be the official name. Oh, we're up to healing salves now. Okay. Foolish human, foolish human, foolish human, foolish vessel. Oh, hi pigs. This is about to be big awkward. Sorry. Wait, are the pigs? Oh, the pigs hurt a lot. Okay. I'm starting to think the pigs aren't the enemy, and I just need to fight the shades. Oh my god. The pigs are just an obstacle in my way. I keep using healing salves on accident. I don't want to. Oh no, I've aggroed all three of the pigs. It's okay, I've got them all on a rhythm of attacking at once, so I should be able to just dodge one and then we'll be done, right? Or maybe not. Oh. Oh, one into the other. Getting bullied, guys. Getting big bullied. Big bully to the billion. I'm just dodging way too soon. It's okay. I'm getting plenty of herbage from this, so it's making it somewhat okay. Are the boars the final boss? Ah! Mother of God. Your only deaths are the pork chop. Pork chop's in that game too? Sometimes a pig got a ram, you know what I'm saying? All is paid, all is sacrificed. Yo, isometric. We likey. Yeah, whirlwind do be satisfying though. Look at all the herb.
It seems we have been shut in.
Good. I always forget that you can rotate the camera. It feels a bit weird to do so though. So I just like to keep it like the same top-down perspective. Are you talking about Automata? Gotcha. Okay. Good to know.
It seems we have been shut in.
Are we gonna fight the weapon again? dash slice on the great swords are just... It's way too good. It's got too much range. Too much breadth. Alright. Let's go ahead and dark hand these bitches. That is a wild move you guys got there. Hey, I got to him in time. It do appear so. They said, let him rip. And we did let him rip. Got the Fool's Accord. Do not bring back the light. Do not bring back the vessel. Do not bring back the future. Do not bring it back. Thanks, buddy. Do I need to kill all? Yes, we are locked in a room. Killing all is indeed required from the looks of it. Hiya! Destroy! Destroy all! Just bully these poor shades, dude. Big bully city, baby. That hurt quite a bit. You deserve everything you're about to get, sir. Let's put Gluttony on just because I don't want that to happen again. He's down, get him! Hi, boys. You can't Beyblade me if I'm in the stab animation. Yeah, I'm working on it. It's my first time having something with that length. I'm not used to it. Oh, hi! I didn't realize there was another! Okay, that hurts a lot. ha! I have the technique. You get away and then you go in. Easy does that, boys. Easy. Boom, ding, ding, ding. No, execution's not executing. The big armored dudes, it takes like 3 executions to execute. It's not a very accurate name in that regard. Every beam of light is an invitation to death. All right, boys. That's rough, buddy. It's all good, though. Down we go. Hello. Wish I could knock these guys off of the old walls. Ooh. Quite a few assholes bopped there. Thank you. Oh, I see you. Oof, 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 oof. Imp can't reach this far. You may be in luck after all. Oh, we can knock them off. Ha ha! Bye-bye! Bye-bye! Okay. Now for you. We will touch him. What I get for trying to be kind. Or at least funny. Oh no, a flyer. Okay. That's kind of rude. You keep flying by like that, I'm gonna clip your wings. Yeah, keep it up. And he would pop a... You would pop a barrier. Get over here! You know what? I'm gonna wait for you. Ah! Okay. Anyways, let's start a blasting. Got him! Get him out of here. No, he would! Oh, no, he did. He did. Oh, he did. Okay, we're good. This way. Yeah. Fuck me. Fuck me. We're fine. We're fine. I am the coolest, by the way. I jumped. I did jump. Ouchie bouchies! I am having, okay, so I'm having trouble, I'm like stuck on his body. Oh, you, did that kill me? Not quite, not quite. Okay, so I'm starting to think there's a, I can do an, no, okay. Also magic. This is gonna hurt. I'm not gonna be able to get this, Yeah, I had a feeling. We're gonna play the ranged game here, because... No! Not one of those! Here's the give and take. That hit me? It didn't even hit me. I just got hit with like the shockwave from it. Yo, chill, dude. Chill. We're cool. Oh, I'm getting sloppy. I'm just getting sloppy, folks. That or this pathway is getting more and more narrow. Doesn't matter. We did it. Okay. Does matter. Got another one. Okay, get in the habit. Boom. Then we go in. We know the technique here. We know the forbidden fruits. Third? Ouch. That was half my health and you literally just spawned in. Oh my god. That left hand gets me every time. Can't dodge that, Or parry that. Not that time. I'm so terrified. You know, I really should heal that. Woo! Parry God! Nope. Get out of here! Oh, you're new. What is behind me? Oh, we in the rhythm. We in the rhythm of the schism. It's like the orphan of cause. Once you get in the go. Woo! That's pretty good. The dreaming vessel in a recycled world. Until the time of its awakening comes. GG indeed. That was a lot of fun. That was a good time. That was a solid experience. Yes. I have taken their knowledge and integrated it into my form.
Huh?
Is that the final entry of the diary?
Seems that way.
Interesting.
You figure anything out?
I fear not.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Alrighty, folks. Well, this has been a slightly longer stream, even though we got off to a late start, just because I'm so fucking engrossed in this game. I might have a problem, so. But that is going to be the end of the stream for today. Thank you all very much for coming out and chilling. Much love. If you guys want to join the Discord, there is a Discord link here. If I could learn how to spell, dude, that's not going to do anything. Oh, no, it did. I did spell it right. I thought I misspelled it. There's a Discord link there. If you guys want to join, feel free to. If not, no big deal. I also have a Twitter. But yeah, much love, everybody. If you enjoyed the stream, don't forget to hit a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we will be finishing up NieR Ending B sometime this week. Maybe pushing into Ending C. Don't know how long these endings take. But yeah, very much enjoying it and looking forward to the future. Until then, Tentacrew, much love. Bye-bye.